In this video we share the story of an exorcist who reveals the truth about Medjugorje from his own experience there. The Redemptorist priest from the Ukrainian province took part in the 15th International Seminar for Priests in Medjugorje, and gave an unusual testimony. His testimony is what follows. My first pilgrimage to Medjugorje was connected with my obligations and interest in my priestly vocation. Namely, in 2005 the local church entrusted me with a great responsibility in carrying a heavy cross, and that is the service of an exorcist. The first months and the first year were filled with God's love and grace, but of course with great difficulties. But a real great difficulty occurred during one, so to speak, great exorcism over one possessed. In a very harsh voice, full of horror, that voice addressed me with these words, "I am terrible, I am strong, and I will destroy you. I will destroy your priesthood, your religious life and your whole life." Although it was terrible, I still didn't take everything too seriously, because I believe in God completely, and I have no reason not to believe in God. And I know that the fear of Satan is already a loss. But God has allowed this situation, which I will tell you, to experience how great and strong his mother is. And to experience how holy the country of Medjugorje is. When I was in great pain, temptation I tried to pray, but I could not pray. I went to confession every day, but Satan tempted me. The trials were so strong that I completely lost my peace of mind. And not only that. In my soul I felt that I had lost my monastic vocation and priesthood. I felt a complete sinking and ruin. In that difficult reality, until I realized what was happening to me, someone offered me a trip to Medjugorje. And so I went. I was with a group of brother priests. They prayed, and I couldn't. I just couldn't pray. On that pilgrimage I also met an old priest, Father Ambrose from Slovakia. He completely sacrificed his life and his vocation in working with Ukrainians in the Carpathian province. He was traveling then after recovering from a heart attack, and he also had diabetes. He has been to Medjugorje 5 times already. He delighted me with his sacrifice and humility. He is a monk, a Franciscan. He became my friend along the way. I helped him, guided him, like an old man by the hand. I seemed to be helping him, but in fact he was helping me. We climbed Mount Poddo together. We were told that there would be an apparition to one of the seers on the hill. There was a lot of the world, the priests. And that was simply the first surprise in Medjugorje. I sat down next to Father Ambrose and turned my back on the apparition site. I felt I was not worthy to be there. But during the rosary prayer, I had a desire to see what was going on there at the apparition site. Simultaneously with that inner desire, I felt another voice telling me, passionately, not to look there. You have failed and you will end up in hell. Those first positive feelings, however, directed me to the place of the apparition. I started looking and searching. Maybe I'll see something after all. Hope was slowly born in me, but new arguments were growing that my humiliation would not change. At that crucial moment, I believed. In answer to all my questions, I felt as if I experienced Our Lady coming down from heaven. It was terrible then. A strong feeling, the smell of another world that I had experienced until that moment. And then I was calmed by one tenderness, one lightness, like the gentle wind of Our Lady's presence. She was approaching me. And the closer she got, the more the power of the evil one went away. I experienced a new revelation in my heart. I experienced how strong Our Lady, and her humility are. I realized then that she does not drive away evil spirits, because they themselves flee. They flee because they cannot bear the purity and beauty of her presence. She does not humiliate them, she does not drive them away. She just loves it, but they can't stand it. And then a change of spirits happens in me. The destroying spirit of Satan has disappeared with its depression, with all its fears. He simply disappeared, and the Spirit of Our Lady descended on that place. I heard a voice in my heart, "Do not be afraid, I am your mother. I am your guarantee that you will not perish." Everything has turned upside down. This experience of the presence of the Blessed Virgin Mary has become for my vocation, for my priestly and religious vocation, for my service, a miracle of love that saves me. I feel Our Lady's presence at every exorcism that I perform. Just one small example, because I have a lot of them. Our priests had one obsessed girl who came to confession. She was confessed by a priest who had just returned from his studies in Rome. And as he uttered the words of absolution, she struck the priest, or Satan, over her so hard, that he collapsed in an instant. He fell over. Then that person called another priest in a voice. He got scared and called me. "Father Leonid, come quickly, we have an unusual situation." After that conversation, that girl came to where I was. When I started the exorcism ritual, I made a diagnosis right away. I realized that she was possessed, that Satan was working very powerfully over her. I asked as many as 5 devout parishioners to pray during my exorcism ceremony over that person. And while I read those regular, traditional prayers of exorcism, Satan scoffed. He spoke English. He humiliated me, mocked me. And then I started praying to Our Lady. I was exhausted. I got nervous. I felt I needed to finish the prayer, and he wasn't coming out. It was the spirit of suicide. I began to call on Our Lady with all my heart. Just like when a child calls his mother. And then the real screaming began, "I can't do it anymore because Our Lady has come. I can't stand it, because Our Lady has come, I have to go outside." And he left. That was just one case, and I have many similar ones. During these 5 years, in which I have been entrusted with the service of performing exorcisms, I have had great temptations. I've had them before, I know I'll still have them. But the Mother of God keeps me in her heart. I can no longer live without Medjugorje and Jerusalem. Because for me is faith. I have faith, blessing and mercy here. Mir Medjugorje then told the listeners of the Mir radio station that he was grateful to God that he could also witness Our Lady's mercy in this way, and added, "I wish all listeners joy. I would like each of us to love the Most Holy Mother of God more, because she is our mother. She loves her children. She is ready to do anything for us if we ask her to. I feel, if it weren't for the Mother of God we would fail. That is why we live with her every second of our lives. Personally, I feel called to help people come to Medjugorje. To bring people who suffer terribly spiritually. At the end, the priest named Leonid blessed all the listeners of Radio Mir Medjugorje. Thank you for supporting my channel. May God bless you and keep you.